So let's get right into the game. This game was played on Okinawa. Not my favorite map by any means. We've got a sub on each side. We have a carrier on each side. It's a 7-8-9 game, which makes me top tier, and I don't have much to compete with here. So, of concern, we have the Riga, which has a radar, a long-distance radar, super concerning. We've got Mogador, Benson, Jervis, which do outspot us and can give us a run for our money in terms of damage output. But if I surprise them, then I can give them a good blap with the 14 barrels of justice. One of the big problems with a ship like this is that I want to be close enough to do damage, but far enough away that I can use my maneuverability to get out of trouble. I have basically no armor to speak of. So I can't take a hit, I can't angle against a hit, I can only try to juke the enemy, or try to be far enough away that the enemy has trouble tracking me. The get out of jail free card is, of course, the crawling smoke. But a lot of people will use the crawling smoke incorrectly. If you are bow in when you activate crawling smoke, then you are forced to approach the enemy, you're forced to slow down into your smoke. That makes you easier to track, easier to deal damage to. And being bow in and angling doesn't make any difference. I'm going to try to be bow out as much as possible while using this crawling smoke. That gives me more speed variety that I can tap on to avoid incoming shells. Concerned about the carrier going wide. He's definitely going to come back. He's probably looking to get around, catch a flank destroyer, maybe catch me on purpose or by accident. I'm going to have to turn into him here. See the Cherbourg? Yeah, this spot is unavoidable. So I'm going to stop, turn in, activate my sector. I'm going to make a play like I'm going slow. Maybe even I'm going to smoke here, and then I'm going to immediately speed up. Try to avoid shots from Cherbourg. Riga. There's a battleship back there too. I'm surprised nobody took a shot at me there. Mogador is close. He's going fairly slow. Give him a few pot shots. Because I'm already going slow, I can dip into my smoke and not lose much. Again, when I go into my smoke, really common for people to be watching for that as a signal that I'm likely to be stationary. You don't want to be stationary. You can see in the bottom left corner of my screen, I'm going at 1/4 speed. There's a triangle indicator just above 1/4 that says if you go above this, you are likely to exceed your smoke. I can just tool along at 1/4 speed, much like you would in a Perth or any other crawling smoke ship. It's not a bad idea to fluctuate your speed up and down rather than go a consistent 1/4 speed. Anytime you're consistent, especially when you have 14 guns, you can be subject to blind fire, and a lucky blind fire hit is a problem. The nice thing about crawling smoke is that you don't have to crawl. Everybody's gone. Mogador is going to be just at the edge of C, so let's go full speed. Maybe we reacquire him. He might be in smoke. There's Mogador. I'm going to slow back down into smoke. Really important that I'm turning here as well. As you slow down into smoke, this is the problem. I'm bow in and I'm slowing down into a crawling smoke. You're really easy to hit in this situation. Riga overshot me. That's better than it might have been. I'm back in my smoke. With the flag and the captain skill and the ship mod, I get 2.5 minutes of crawling smoke. You can see my Hydra is on, so I get early warning of those torpedoes. People are blind firing and even scoring hits into my smoke. Unfortunate. In a ship like this, situational awareness is really important. You could just lay on the scope and keep an eye on those targets. You might hit a few more shells, but if you lose track of where the enemy is, where the enemy is moving, then I'd argue that extra damage is not worth it. Self-defense hydro coming in clutch. Yes, I could have had defensive fire. Yes, it might have shot down another plane. It's far more important for all the time I'm going to spend in my smoke that I don't get surprised by torpedoes incoming. I don't have a lot of time left. I got to get out of here. I am going to go full speed. I get a few more seconds to trail smoke behind me. That Cherbourg is within detection range, and I probably should have gotten out of dodge a little bit earlier, but this is the classic thing. I have 10-kilometer torpedoes. They're not fast, but they are fairly punchy, and I can single fire them to avoid the ultra widespread that is default. Got an island in front of me I need to dodge. Cherbourg is a really dangerous platform. Riga behind him is dangerous. I can't show much side. At this point, I'm hoping for a torpedo to hit. Yes, I can fling HE. It's not going to be that important. One really interesting feature about this ship is that you have 4 turrets on the front and 3 turrets on the back that are all super firing. So I don't have to go angle on. Oh, I'm going to get him here. I don't have to go angle on to my targets in order to get a lot of guns on. You can be straight bow in and have 8 guns on. You can straight bow out and have 6 guns on. At angles, you can have between 12 and 14 guns on. But at angles, you make yourself a bigger target. You can see, I haven't healed yet. But I'm even being hit only a couple of times. You can see how much my survivability suffers. There's the Benson. I need to be careful not to turn too much to this Riga. If he's paying attention, I mean, he's got a Kutuzov, a Mogami, and me. We're all broadside to him. We're all really juicy targets. Yeah, he's looking at Mogami, maybe? Benson's in his own smoke. That gives me a chance to turn. Now, I'm going to go bow in again. I want to put pressure on Riga. We're losing. We're losing quite badly. I have to hope that the mess in A persists for a while, because we need to kill the Riga and then we need to get back into the center. We've lost all the caps. We are behind on ships. I still have a lot of game in me, though. If I can get rid of this Riga, the types of ships that are left are not nearly as concerning. Yes, there's a sub. He's way out there. Ugh. Don't rely on angles to get you out of trouble. Yes, the sub is concerning no matter what I'm driving. Yes, the CV is a concern, but it's a tier 8 CV. I kind of lucked out in that regard. The dispense and kill. We need to hustle now. We need to get through C. We've managed to kill ships roughly as fast as we've lost ships, but no caps, and I'm way out of position. Hopefully Parseval on our team does not continue to approach. We're lucky that the Salmon and Jervis are far away. No one has seemed to be interested in hunting our Parseval. Maybe he comes down this way. We'll see. Yeah, we're never going to hit with those. Mogador is at the edge of my range. I thought maybe he would turn in, but even if he had, these shells are just ridiculously lobby. Hitting any destroyer, much less a Mogador at that range, is kind of silly. And it brings up an interesting point. If there had been any other ship in my detection when I make a shot like that, it is absolutely not worth it. I cause myself to be detected when I shoot at the Mogador. My chances of hitting are basically 0, and my chances of encouraging return fire are very, very high. That would have been a mistake if there was anyone else in range. It would have been a mistake if there were planes in range to see me. At this point, I need to be guarding every single hit point. We're still losing ships. 5 of us to 6 of them, and no caps in our favor. Stay alive for a little bit, Salmon. $200 points down. Ship's parity. Caps in their favor. This is the epic sub-on-sub battle that you've all heard so much about, that almost never results in anything except a little bit of depth charges. We don't have any depth charges nearby, but Georgia can absolutely depth charge the soul out of our Salmon if he gets spotted. Jervis is low. Salmon is low. Georgia's at half. Shimanto's at full. Lexington's at full. At this point, Kutuzov, Mogami, and myself have some work to do. No battleships on our team. Only light cruisers. Well, to be fair, I don't know how the Mogami is built. He might be a heavy cruiser. Who puts heavy guns on a Mogami anyway? My AA is really, really bad. Really, really bad. Thankfully, it's a tier 8 CV, and thankfully, his aim is a bit iffy. Does Georgia go through B or does he start to turn? Okay, so I'm getting updates on Georgia. That means that our salmon is using his submarine surveillance against surface target. See, Georgia's turning. He may still go through the center. If the CV comes and spots me again, I may have both Georgia and Shimanto to deal with. I don't have the health to have either of those fights in open water. I do have a smoke ready, though. Here's the planes. Georgia is full turning. I should consider a smoke now. Slow down. Creeping smoke. Requires quarter speed. I get spotted by planes. Let's hope that Georgia overshoots. This is really bad. I'm providing just enough angle to get a full pen from Georgia. Flat on, he might overpen me. Ugh, I lucked out. Flat on, he might overpen me. Bow on, he might miss entirely, but at a quarter angle, like I gave, he has a large target to hit, and he has also more ship hull to pass through. Now you can see I'm spraying a little bit here. I have destroyer guns without the accuracy mod, and I have no spotter. So a lot of people compare this to Perth. Perth has a spotter plane they can put up on their own. I have nothing of the sort. I'm going to try to creep out of my smoke. You can see on my speed I'm going above and below that marker. I want to just creep out of my smoke briefly, spot the Georgia, fling shells at the Georgia, and encourage blind fire. It's kind of a desperate strategy, but unless the Georgia's using his guns, I can't spot him. Looks like my team is busy with the Jervis up north. I can kill this Georgia, I just need to see him. You'll notice I'm peeking out, establishing a lock on Georgia, falling back into the creeping smoke, and I'm doing this by going quarter, half, quarter, half, quarter, half. The threshold, and you should have this on in your settings. You can see the ring where my smoke boundaries are. I need to be inside that ring when I'm shooting. I need to be outside that ring to establish a target. Now he's coming back. I have CV establishing a spot on him. You can see I'm just spraying all over. My DPS is okay as long as I have a good target. He's within my range. It's better if he's approaching. 24 seconds of smoke left. I should get this kill before I die. I'll take a CV strike. Okay, B's being taken. I need to consider the salmon. It's just me and the CV. I don't know what happened to our other two cruisers. Lexington spots me, but there's no Georgia to worry about anymore. I need to turn hard to make sure that I'm side on to the planes. The Shimanto could still whack me pretty hard. Got no armor to speak of. Let's avoid a harsh strike from the planes. Continue to just be squarely in front of Shimanto. Yeah. My CV is paying attention to me. He's just given me fighters. I think I need to go back to B. I need to either... Well, it's not an either or. I need to both kill the sub and take B cap. There's no other option. Now my destroyer-sized guns are kind of perfect for this. There is no battleship nearby. Shimanto last I saw was leaving. Can I just get him with guns? Pretty sure I can kill him even if he submerges at this point. Yeah, I'll take that. Where's the return fire? I know you want a piece of me, Shimanto. Don't know where he's gone. I have to take B. I have to survive a few more strikes. The CV has put fighters behind me. And the enemy CV is doing me a favor and going straight through them. My AA is not great, but if you're going to go through a fighter cloud, then that's on you. Can we win with 2 caps alone? There's 6 minutes left. We're behind by almost 200 points. We should be able to win on 2 caps alone, but it'll be close. This is always the awkward part. Like, how hungry am I? Shimanto is still full health. Their CV has shown a little bit less striking capability than our CV has shown care for my welfare. Honestly, I can't speak to my CV's skill because I haven't seen him strike, but he's doing a good job of paying attention to my needs. He's dropped a couple of fighters over me. He's spotting reasonably well. First things first, I need this cap before I get spotted or take damage. Shimanto I would have expected to be spotted by now. If he's not already spotted, can we make this turn? Shimanto's too far away. And Lexington's going north. If Lexington's going north and continuing to strike with planes, those fighters were late to latch, but they did their job. I like it. I'm going to take a risk now. So I have a fighter cloud. Oh no, the fighter cloud went down. We're going to take the risk anyway. So Lexington's going north. He's probably on autopilot. Shimanto is surprisingly timid. That means I might get spotted by planes. Shimanto is going to have a hard time hitting me. I do have access to 1 more heal, 2 more smokes, 3 more hydros. So our superintendent is coming in clutch. Our smoke duration has come in clutch. We haven't felt the loss of accuracy mod. I'm sad that I'm spotted this early. This is something I should have anticipated. Does Shimanto take a pot shot at me? He should have better range than I do. I'm going to see if I can be wiggly here. Please don't. I lucked out. I could have taken a hit there. It's very lucky for me that the CV is not taking his time and lining up. And that might be him noticing that the Parzival is paying attention. He had taken time to make that strike. Maybe Parzival would have got another fighter cloud off. Hard to tell if he's making a considered choice or if he's just panicking and trying to hit me as fast as he can. This is a win condition. Unless one of us dies or B gets taken. Look at where those fighters are coming from. Sorry, the rocket planes. I think Lexington is still going north. Which is a reasonable choice, but I might be able to get him off here. Shimanto is busy with planes. He's not striking me. That looks like a panic drop. I'm okay with it. At this distance, I'm a fairly hard target if I don't go straight. Lexington is super close. So this is a gamble. It paid off. Let's switch to AP. Lexington side on. I'm not going to get citadels, but I am going to get full pens. Let's just spray AP all across. Is he turning in? Yeah, this might have been a mistake. So what I need Parzival to do is spot the Lexington. Shimanto is no longer a threat. I'm bow out from the Shimanto. I can continue to fight the Lexington whenever I want. The problem is I need to see him. I probably can't afford to do this in smoke. At some point, he's going to change his autopilot and start moving away. You can see I'm getting decent damage numbers with my AP. Upper belts, lightly armored, superstructure, carrier sides. Starting to get some bounces, though. My torps are a bust. That is unfortunate. We should... Still getting some. We should switch back to HE, though, soon. Yeah, full ricochets. I think I have a kill here. Shimanto is now going straight for B. He wins if he kills our carrier and takes B. I'm going to need to finish this quickly and then turn around. I'm not worried about rocket planes, particularly not from the bow. Get another strike group off. Did get torpedo planes off. I like that. That's a whole bunch of damage that I might not otherwise have received. Like at this point, we're talking bonus. We were down all the caps, down 2 or 3 ships at the worst case, down 1 ship for most of the game. It's a bit concerning that the Shimanto is that close to our Parzival. If Shimanto kills Parzival, that equalizes the points. We have 56 seconds left. Going for A doesn't matter. Maybe we win even if Parzival dies, but I'd rather Parzival not die. Parzival's shown a great deal of attention to me, and honestly, I appreciate this. I think Parsifal's target selection was a little bit delayed. Didn't really respond to my request to spot the carrier. He was still on Shamanta for a while. But I can't complain when he showed me that much care with his fighters and earlier spotted to prove that the coast was clear. Like, you can always find something to complain about when you're in the armchair position, but yeah, 10 seconds left. Parsifal's not going to die. Torps can't even make it in that in that time. And if they did, the point swing would not be enough for us to lose. I'll take it.